camps and catch up later. It's not really like that guy that you want to have on your safe lane to secure your carry free farm, because it's just too low damage.
It also might open up for like a later pick for the Ember too, as like a more of a like a Thompson hero, right? You got the lawnmower plays. Yeah, seems kind of okay versus Wyvern.
I definitely think it's good versus Wyvern. I think you kind of like we mentioned Storm Spirit, like the same way that you can just jump the back lines, Ember Spirit can do that, especially once he gets Aghanim Scepter.
And the bonus HP from the Iron Shell and the Darkseer, because I mean, we assume Seb's going to rush that Ags because it's so strong right now. It's basically like a giant Midas for Darkseer.
You sure you're not? He might just go no items Saladam.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the first rush, right? We can't not too fast in the egg. Sorry.
So far, actually, this qualifier, Seb's only played Darkseer once. It was their first series against Team Nigma, and it was actually the game they lost. So not the greatest success rate so far, but that also goes for the Mirana this time around, because Snaking this series, this best of 5, he's played Mirana twice and lost both of those games. So we'll see if he's on the winning side this time around. Pango picked up OG.
We're back. 10th pick 5. 10th pick Disruptor, like game 1 for the loss. Is that what's happening here?
Left.
It's possible. I'm not sure what Tundra takes here. I do like what OG's having. I think this Darkseer Nyx combo is potentially just too good against this Abaddon. Then again, I'm sitting here doubting this Winter Wyvern mid, you know, like I did in the previous series or the previous game. Proved to be OP. I know OG overrates Pangolier massively. Like they just love this hero on top side. And they pick it into like terrible matchups, right? So Ursa is...
It's not a traditional hero versus Darkseer in lane that you think of, but a lot of the ones that we used to talk about are kind of bad right now. Like, it doesn't really look like a good life stealer game just because like the Pango and stuff, but then it's also like Jug's just kind of rough. So Ursa gives you Roche too.
Yeah, I feel like it was a tough pick, and Ursa is not so bad. So see how they round it out with their final pick. They're going to take an offlaner for 33. Maybe that'll be the because Ursa is just kind of neutral for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that is really interesting though.
What is?
Just this Ursa. I don't know. It feels kind of because usually when you see Ursa, there's like this big reasoning for it. Like, I feel like it's going to bully the offlane hero, or we really need to take Roche. I guess that's part of it.
He does go Diffusal Blade, and I think the Diffusal Blade build is quite good against TA, because you can sort of like, you know, if she runs out of mana, she can't refraction, which is kind of good.
It double hits refraction too, right? The Diffusal thing.
Yes, yeah, Diffusal. And when Ursa attacks TA, it'll take 2 refraction charges, which is good. But you know, the Surge, right, can be pretty annoying. They do have some stuns. They have that Winter's Refraction Arrow combo again that they had in a previous series that I felt like was really good.
And it like you can just save yourself the enrage from just being like blown up by the TA too.
OG has no save at the moment, right? So that arrow could be devastating. Ursa also does give them the option to, you know, play that Roshan, right, which TA loves to do as well. So deny TA the Roche, maybe that's an advantage for you.
I like the Panda ban as well with the Dispel, because like they're gonna rely on the Iron Shell. This is kind of how it is when you play with Darkseer.
Yeah.
And that one's a little bit more reliable as a counter. Like I think the whole like Wind Panda having Dispel is like kind of a meme when it's like counter picking a Warlock. Like I don't know if that's as relevant, but Iron Shell's always gonna be relevant. Which Surge too, of course.
All right, so what's 33 gonna play? What's still left in the pool?
They're still tied, but if he ties, they're gonna disrupt her.
Yeah, I'm not sure they want tied. Let's see. Let me check this pool.
There's they're just tied.
They're gonna tie. They got their stuff.
They got a disruptor.
I like that better than Sand
Disruptor did get much better now because it gives you a way to kill Tide on her.
Yeah.
Right, Tide cannot get Ravage off.
And vacuum combo too.
Yeah. And Disruptor is kind of nice against Abaddon, not necessarily in laning phase, but in mid to late game, the kinetic field, right? It's kind of like Clockwork Cogs, where it displaces movement, and you can't dispel that with Abaddon's shield.
No, so far, there goes the Disruptor. Indeed, good call.
They're gonna tie. They're gonna Disruptor. I think both teams knew it. and they just thought about it for a bit. Like, yeah, that's fine. I'm good. So there's our 10th pick, Disruptor. Will it lose again though? Because it wasn't successful with their Naga combo in the first match.
It was not. All right, 5th game, deciding match. Who's gonna get millions potentially in Romania in October? Trent.
Yeah.
I am gonna ask the question.
Give me a team. Oh, okay. You want me to say who I think is gonna take it? I mean, I think OG are showing some serious passion in these last couple of games. I feel like they're definitely on point. I think they just, much like 9 slamming down the Wyvern, they're slamming down this TA, and I do think it looks very strong. Remaining. I think they were prepared for the Tide as well. They literally banned every offlaner. I admire the confidence of Tundra to still go for it, but I think OG are going to have the cooler heads in this one if I was forced to pick.
Winter Wyvern is OP. Mirana and Tide will play harder on the lane versus TA, which they did not do in the previous game. This is, they know how to play this lane. They've won this lane many times this qualifier. Tundra with the big upset is going to TI.
Let's do it.
Split panel. It's going to be an exciting one. There is so much on the line. I cannot understate that. There's literal millions here up for grabs potentially in the grand finals. 5th game. It's now or never. Let's find out what's going to happen together with Lyrical and AUI.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And yes, Owie, it all comes down to this. One final game, one final draft. You have some strong opinions about it, that's for sure. You want to tell me what you're thinking when you look at these? Is there any like heroes in particular that stand out?
Yeah, so around like 4 months ago, I played like 20 Winter Wyvern mid games, and I thought this hero was absolutely
You did it.
good. Yes. I mean, 9 did it independently, but we joined up and talked about it at some point. But the hero that I actually like playing against the least on Winter Wyvern is actually Darkseer. Part of what allowed Winter Wyvern to take such long fights and kite your opponent is the slow go from Arctic Burn. Darkseer, not only does he put you out of position with the vacuum and potentially a wall, which slows you a lot, just having Surge on a hero like TA or Pangler allows them to run you down. Also, Ursa into Darkseer is a very bad choice from Tundra. I think they should have picked Gyrocopter. The hero is getting steam with a new build. Eventually it will come into meta. I don't know, it's had bad results, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Like, I feel like you got 2 melee heroes against a Darkseer that you see. You could win the lane super hard, and Darkseer kicks Ursa out of the lane, and he's good versus him in game. So I don't quite understand it.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I'll say that like the thing that I'm really curious to watch is like how those first couple of levels go. That's going to be, I think, probably one of the things that determines a lot how this goes. And honestly, Seb, he's a Darkseer specialist. This guy knows how to play against heroes. If there is one nice thing, at least in this game, for the side of Tundra, it's that there isn't like that great wall hero necessarily, right? Like, you're going to be able to maybe get some auras, that type of stuff, but there's not like that Blade or that Luna or whatever else it is that comes out that's like very annoying to play against. Oh, weird D-Ward situation. They get the double stun in the D-Ward. I guess they're coming in for that? That was very bizarre.
Yeah, Saksa just caught a little bit of fodder just before he placed that ward, and they showed again without the ward in his inventory. So because of Tep, he knew that they knew he placed a ward, and then he does put that one down. Yeah, I don't know. This game, a lot of it just comes down to Winter Wyvern on 9. I think the hero that's weak is supposed to be its lane. 9 has looked fantastic on it. I think he should do pretty well versus Pangolier. Maybe even win this thing quite hard.
It'll be interesting to watch, that's for sure, if he can make that happen. And then, of course, as the spam start to come out, it is already Saksa in the area. They're zoning Seb out of the lane, actually, which is pretty bad for him, but at the very least, they're sort of setting up for a potential to get this pull back behind the tower. So potentially some of the strength in the early goings here as Skitter's going to pull this creep through and back towards mid again. Already both heroes getting relatively low. This could start to get a little bit scary for Thompson. They have another point in Splinter Blast. He has to back out.
He does have that fair fire, and Wyvern, he doesn't have the best kill threat, I'd say early. You know, he has 48 damage right now. So we'll see how that goes. I think TA right now, it's being a little bit underrated in terms of how strong this hero is in If you just click on this hero, it's 305 MS,
YouTube पे
6
करें।
armor, and
YouTube पे
64
करता रही
damage
हूँ।
at level 1 right now.